What's going on, guys? E-HeroesForged coming to y'all with another discussion type video today. We're going to be talking about MasterDuel. We're going to talk about the good. We're going to talk about the bad. We're going to talk about some things that players around my local area are talking about, things I've seen online, and just general ideas on how we can maybe, get the game to be a little bit better. Hope y'all stick around for the rest of the video. Let's get into it. What is up, YouTube? MasterDuel. Let's talk about it. We've got a lot of good and we've got a lot of bad, and I do have some ways that maybe we can make things a little better for the game. Where none of us are strangers to it. Everybody here has probably played MasterDuel at some point in their life, or they have friends that play it, people at their locals, regionals, whatever. But I do, before I highlight some of these bad things, let's go over some good things first. Like, for new players coming into the game, I think MasterDuel, quite frankly, is probably one of the best tools for learning the game of Yu-Gi-Oh. Not only does it give you wide variety of every card you could ever want ish. There's still cards that haven't come into the game, but for the most part, for the new players, it's pretty much got what you need. It teaches you, how to do chain links. It teaches you how to summon. I mean, we've all been there. I've had friends that are new to the game. I've had friends that are fans of the game. They come into it and, like they like Dark Magician, Blue Eyes, Heroes, things like that. And then you have to explain to them that no, it's not just a tribute summon past turn and it's all that. MasterDuel introduces everything super slow. It's telling you how to even use a spell card. It's teaching you how to ritual summon. It does everything. So I do think that MasterDuel isn't all bad. There is advantages to having MasterDuel. And I do think that MasterDuel also is kind of a way cheaper option because we all know cardboard and Yu-Gi-Oh! It isn't cheap. So if you're on a budget and you just want to play, I mean, I don't want to say you don't have friends, but if you don't have many people that play and you just want to get out there and play with somebody, you can get online and then you can just jump on and play with somebody. And I think that's pretty cool. You're not going to be able to physically talk with them, but you're going to be able to interact with just about every single play. And I do think that is great for the game because then you can practice a deck. You can build a deck that you were thinking of buying. So it kind of saves you money that way. And for the most part, I'm 100% on board with what it's got going on, but you can't say any of that stuff like without going into some of the bad stuff. So I will say that the bad portion of this video is probably more for people who have played it more often and are a little bit more experienced with it. So my number one thing with it is honestly the time rule. And I think 300 seconds, 5 minutes, whatever, it just isn't enough time. Not in the MasterDuel setting. If it was an in-person game, I do think that wouldn't be bad because every time I make a move or my opponent makes a move, it's going to start your clock and then it's going to ask you if you want to respond. And then if you have multiple monsters on your field or spell and trap cards on your field that are continuous, it's going to ask if you want to respond. And that eats away at your clock, regardless if it's just a second. Because precious seconds are very, very, very valuable. And I don't think 5 minutes really is the way to go about it. And, I think it speeds up the game. It keeps the game quick. But, I mean, what are we really getting at if I'm sitting there? If I go through my first combo and then when I get done, I've got like 80 seconds left. And then I lose in time, but I've got the board that can beat my opponent. So I teeter that a little bit. I think I'm more on the side that wants more time. And then you have people on the other side that just say play faster. So I hear both sides. And I think one of the biggest complaints that I can make about this game is the URs and crafting things like that. Crafting your URs and your SRs. So I don't think it should be 30. Like I don't think it should cost me 30 URs to craft a card. I do think that should come down a little bit because at the end of the day, if I'm trying to craft URs and I'm trying to get them from packs and I'm trying to build a deck, there's times where I'm like I'm spending, 4 or 5 thousand on packs to try to build the deck, and then I only get one UR, or I might get two URs. Like, how's that even fair? You're giving me 1 to 2 URs, but it cost me over 30 to craft one. So if I pull a UR I don't even need and then I dismantle it, like, that does nothing for me. So I don't see how that's fair to the playing player. And if I want to build something, then I got to pray to God that it doesn't have 1,000 URs in it. I mean, if I want to have a side deck, if I want to have an extra deck, like, if like I play heroes, so it's not as hard for me to play heroes because all of my extra deck is pretty much hero cards. But let's say somebody like Snake Eyes or Fiendsmith or anything like that, like, a lot of their stuff comes from different packs. So then you got to craft all these URs from different packs, and that makes the game not fun, you know? So I do think that's a way we can try to implement better things in the game. Like, why not make a card pack that at least contains one UR or even two? So you don't completely outweigh, the system that it's trying to do. So, like, I can't pull 3 URs and then craft the one card I need. So that could be kind of an argument for that as well. And God forsake, like, if I right now on MasterDuel I play heroes. Yeah, I'm that guy. And so if I wanted to play something else, like if I wanted to go play Dark Magician, or if I wanted to go play Blue Eyes, there's no way I could go play something else. You know how long you'd have to play to build up the gems and, pull the packs and get the URs, the SRs, whatever? Like, that's not worth it to me. Like, I'm just going to play my heroes and be done with it. I have restarted and deleted that game so many times to pull the URs and SRs that I need to play a certain deck that I want to play, that it's just crazy. And I do think, to the average Master Duel player, I do think they feel the same frustrations that I do. And I do think that's ways that Master Duel can be, a little better at doing something like that. And then the last really bad thing really isn't a problem for myself. It's just from what I've heard from other people. So we have guys that are strictly TCG, and Master Duel doesn't really go along with the TCG ban list. So I got one friend who plays Dark Magician. Well, guess what? Dark Magician plays Dragoon, and in the TCG, Dragoon's at 3. So if Master Duel has it banned, do you think he's going to go and try to play something else? No, he shouldn't have to. That shouldn't be how Yu-Gi-Oh is. He should have the option to go play the Dragoon if he wants to. And I know people can say, well, just make the settings this and make the settings that. Well, let me tell you, you can't just go jump on ranked and play with Dragoon. It don't work like that. And I do find that can be frustrating for players like that. Now, they are on the same page as me that Master Duel is excellent for learning this game. So I don't want to take anything away from that. I do think the good slightly outweighs the bad, but I do think the bad is pretty frustrating. And I guess in my own little ways to maybe fix this game, I don't think it has to be changed a lot. I think that if it's at the 300 seconds, I think it should go to 420, because I think ending my turn with at least 2 or 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes, maybe, I think is pretty solid. If I shouldn't have to worry about going to time within one match. That's not really fair, I guess, when it comes to online gaming. In-person gaming, yeah, I am fully supportive of that. I'm all with it, because as soon as someone plays a card, you can choose to be like, oh, you're good. And it really takes up no time, like, at all. So that's really my big stand on Master Duel, guys. I am all for it. I still play it constantly. I love it. It keeps me honed in on the skills I've got. It makes you a little better. It lets you kind of dive into combos that you always want to try. You don't have to always have somebody in front of you to play. So I do think there's big things there, and there's other things that can be helped, pushed, expanded on. And I do feel like one day we might get there, but who knows? It's Konami, it's Yu-Gi-Oh. You never know what it is. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know if you have any frustrations with Master Duel. Let me know if you think I'm crazy. That I'm just talking out of my ass, and that everyone doesn't feel the same way I feel. If you have any comments and questions, leave them down in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like the video, And like every video, guys, if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? But until then, I'll see y'all in the next one. Y'all have a good one.